Want to get the best funding in the nation and guidance on how to get your file built up to 750 credit score? Well, 800 credit score is a bad number because that means you only have like baby trade lines, and everybody says, well, if you have 800, it's a super strong file. Nope. 700 to 750 is the strongest file because it's about what you put on the file and how big the accounts are. So when I do credit repair, I don't consider it done until I get you into funding. And the first round of funding on a personal credit file is 100 to 400,000, and that's the foundation for everything. There's a foundation for corporate credit and everything like that. Commercial real estate, you don't need it, but having good credit definitely helps. It helps you in other businesses and cash flow for getting other things going on the side. Commercial real estate's where the real money's at, but you want to do every angle you can to benefit your wealth and create the most amount of assets that you can and the most amount of cash flow that you can coming in. So on credit repair, average time is 45 days. Of course, if you've been around the block like Lexington Law and all these other people and it's been messed up and you tried it on your own and you realized you can't get it done, well, yes, it probably will take longer. So I'm not going to say anybody that says that it's 21 days, 45 days, and they say everybody's that way. It's never the case. I will get it done and get you into funding. Average is 45 days. Now, that's just being realistic. If it has been messed up, or you have a lot of inquiries, or you have like 50 to 100 some thousand, 150,000, yes, it will take longer. And you cannot get inquiries while I'm doing the removal because that will make things last longer. But all that being aside, it's fast if you are within those parameters, or it just takes a little bit of time to get it off. And once it's off, then you get into funding, and that's personal funding. Then I go into corporate credit. Now you want to get into corporate credit, I can get you anywhere from, well, if you want to do the simple route, we go credit cards, anywhere from, the most I've gotten like 100 to 800,000 round one on credit cards, business credit cards, and that was only like 4 credit cards for business. Or if you want to go lines and loans of credit and you have a real business and your personal file set up, I can get you in that direction as well. As well as you want to have a new business and you want to have opportunity to make a lot of money, you want to hire me for training you on how to do personal funding or how to do corporate funding. I will train certain people for amount of money up front, or you just want to hire me on yours to repair your file or get you personal funding or corporate credit. Either way, I'll get you trained, one-on-one training, and help you with the clients that you have to get funding. If ideally you want to get into commercial real estate where the real money's at, then that is where you want to transgress to and grow and build your business into making the bigger money. That's where I make the most money, and that's where I really want to get all my clients into the big picture. So you want proof of best credit repair, go to creditrepair2millionaire.com, or you want to check out capitalcashempire.com. And if this is on other, you want to check out the YouTube /Capital Cash is my channel on YouTube if you're not on there. I have the most proof of funding. I've been in business the longest, and I can get files repaired, and I get the most money on funding. So as you can see, here's some of the proof of the funding and some of the proof of the credit repair. I have lots more on those websites. You can check those out. Now, if you want to get into corporate credit, I can get your corporation that hasn't been dissolved 5,000 times and it hasn't been stolen, and it's not in a terrible state that is not made for maximum funding and not made where you can actually determine that you just bought it last week. If you really want to get into that, I fund 4 times a year. Responsible person, you can make your payments and you're not a loser, deadbeat. They will just take the money and disappear because I don't like having any liabilities or any clients that can't make the payments. If you can make the payments and you prove you're reliable and responsible, I could take you all the way to the moon. So corporate credit wise, be responsible. I could get you in that way. Personal funding is the foundation for corporate and everything. There's no downside to having good personal credit. It is the foundation for everything. You establish that in your cash flow and your cash management, then you can do extensive amount of building on your wealth. Commercial real estate, you don't need personal credit, but we can work around it. But if you have personal credit, it is nothing but a benefit to you. So you have to have personal credit to get into corporate credit. Anybody says no PG, no personal credit, and you just go straight into corporate credit with bad credit is pure suicide, and you're getting scammed because someone's just selling you a bunch of fake business trade lines which 99% of them do not post and are just made for these guys to sell you false trade lines and saying no PG. If you get a no PG program off of bank statements and things like that based on your income, you're talking 35% interest per day, and normally everybody's going to pancake those type of loans on top of each other, and it's designed for you to fail. So if you have a cash flow drop in any one day in your bank account and you have 1 to 3 or 4 of these no PG loans, even if these corporate credit guys are even talk about that, which they're not, then your bank account becomes frozen and it becomes automatically a PG at that point because you violated the terms. So therefore the no PG becomes a total lie, and the PG aspect then allows them to chase after every personal liability you have, your car, your house, whatever you got, it all gets locked up. They don't tell you this because all the new brokers want to get everybody in a loan and say, hey, we get business funding, no PG. It's a daily pay. Oh no, ours is better. It's a weekly pay. No, it's 35% a day, and when it goes below that cash average in your account and it comes out, it becomes a personal liability and you break the veil of the no PG. So don't listen to these new brokers trying to get you in these terrible loans if you really want to succeed in your business, because I mean, sometimes if you're in like a life or death situation, you need cash maybe, but in general, if you go with me and I get you structured on a personal level and get you personal funding to get you by on the bad stuff, which is better terms, better money, and better everything than that crap terms for business credit, then get you into the real corporate credit, even if it's a credit card level. My credit card level on the personal, on the corporate side is anywhere from 50 to, well, I mean, depends on the file, anywhere from 50 to $200,000 to $300,000 per card. But if you have a real business and you want to go to the next level, you're talking $300,000 to $500,000 to $1 million per line and loan on your corporate credit side. But this takes a responsible individual, and your personal credit has to be lined up. That's why I'm saying, if you're going to listen to people that aren't going to tell you the truth and they say, oh, go no PG, go buy a car, no PG, and all this stuff, that's like getting a CPN. Eventually, it's deducting from all the real credit that you could have got if you did it right, and it's allowing you not to get the maximum amount you want. Sure, you can get one thing as no PG, one thing, one credit card for a small amount, small vendor credit cards are no PG, all that kind of stuff. But in order to do no PG, you have to have technically $250,000 no PG on your file. But then the terms, even after that, are so bad that nobody tells you about it. It's worse to even go that route. You can have like 50 companies, bankrupt on one, and still have 49. And every person in the real money world that gets real money PGs everything, because they know you can get multiple corporations, and if you bankrupt on one, it's not going to affect the other 50 or 49 or however many more you have. That's called smart business. Although if you bankrupt on anything, you're a total loser, because there's no excuse, there's no reason. If you're in business, you shouldn't bankrupt, and I don't care how bad it is, you got to pay the money back. So when I say, yeah, it's better to PG than no PG, that doesn't mean you can go just bankrupt on everything. I mean, no PG, a lot of people always call and they want no PG because their whole intention in the very beginning is they're going to fail and bankrupt anyways. But if you don't put your business at 100% top priority and put yourself on like death's ground and make it work, then you're a loser anyhow, and you deserve to fail. And well, that's your problem. You shouldn't be getting in business if you're going to bankrupt. And if you bankrupt, you better figure out a way to pay it back. That's all I got to say. So, but in order to get your business to the next level and you want to do better, you want to PG it, because the no PG stuff doesn't work regardless of all the other factors involved, because it's just the way it is. And as far as funding, I have probably the longest history of funding around, and I know exactly what's required, what bureaus, what order, what not to do, what to do, all these things like that. So, but you have to be qualified, as in you have to be real, you have to make money, and your business has to be legit and all that kind of stuff as well, and pay the money back. That's by far the most critical thing on top of everything. All these other no PG supposed gurus in the business industry getting corporate credit don't even know what financing and corporate credit or real funding is, and they haven't had any volume and any real experience with real businesses and done anything like that. And as well as the corporations are selling are stolen and dissolved many times and flipped, whereas mine are crystal clear and they've never been dissolved, and they've had one owner, and they are so solid that when you mix it with the real business, you have the ability to take it public and get unlimited amount of money. Now, that's why you want to have a mentor that knows what he's talking about and knows funding and things like that. So if you're a business and you really want to get into the funding arena for personal, you want to get into the funding arena for business, you would hire a person like me. If you don't want to spend that money up front, because I'm not going to teach everybody, because it does require a lot of time and effort, and I do the training modules, and it's one-on-one, and I make sure you get trained and all that stuff. And I'm only going to train responsible individuals. So if you do that, then I can train you. Or if you don't want to put in that and you don't want to do that for a business, I could teach you, or I could show you funding, get you funding for your personal, your corporate, or whatever your needs are, and then go from there. And if you want to get into commercial real estate, we'll get into that and get into the big money. That's where the super money's at. So that's where my goals are at. That's where my passion is and everything. So I have extensive knowledge in all the funding and the credit repair and all these things. If you want to hire me to train you on that, I can. Or if you want to just do your file and get you money and get you set up and get your business developed and go in the direction you want to go and make a lot of money, I'm here for advisory on that. But ultimately, you want to get into commercial real estate where the big money's at, and then we can go from there. So thanks for watching this video. If I can help you out, please give me a call. My number is 312-473-4163. Thanks.